What is going on, everybody? It is Brad or DemonAsylum here, and I'm bringing you all a new Borderlands 2 video in which I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about the new information that was recently released at SXSW, South by Southwest Convention, about the upcoming Borderlands game Tales from the Borderlands. Now, I'm going to just briefly go over all this new information, and then I'm just going to talk a little bit about it in terms of my opinions and my thoughts. Now, I have a lot of opinions and thoughts and expectations for this upcoming Borderlands game, and as much as I'd love to get into all of them throughout this video, I'm actually going to save most of it for a separate video. And this one, I kind of just briefly want to go over all this new information that was released about the game, and then give just a couple thoughts about those details in particular. And then as for all my other thoughts, expectations, opinions, etc., I will definitely make sure to cover all of them and talk to you guys about them in a future video. And of course, if you guys want to let me know about your thoughts and opinions towards this game so far, you can do so in the comment section below, and you'll also of course have a chance to do so on my upcoming video where I will be giving my opinions to all of you. So let's get right into it. One of the main things that unfortunately went largely undiscussed at this actual convention was game mechanics. And not only that, but along with game mechanics not really being talked about, there was absolutely no gameplay showed for the game. So really, we're kind of left with no idea at this point what exactly we have to expect for in this game. And that's really unfortunate because I was hoping to get some sort of glimpse of what this is actually going to be like. A lot of people are. And assuming this game does come out this year, 2014, like I think it's going to, a lot of people are going to be wondering early on what exactly the game's going to be like. And of course, we can look back to Telltale Games' past games such as The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead, which actually won Game of the Year in 2012, the same year Borderlands 2 came out. We can look back to those and probably get a rough idea of what exactly the game is going to be like. And not only that, but I guess there's rumors going around to an extent that this upcoming Borderlands game is going to have the same game mechanics or very similar game mechanics to The Wolf Among Us. So if you guys actually do want an idea of what the game mechanics and gameplay for this upcoming Borderlands game by Telltale Games is going to be like, definitely look up some footage of The Wolf Among Us by the same company, and you should likely get a decent idea of what it's going to be similar to. Now, there's going to be two main characters in this actual game, and there's a male and a female that were shown in a trailer for the game. I'm not actually sure if the trailer came out before or at this convention, but there's two main characters in it. One's a male, one's a female. The male's name is Reese, and the female's name is Fiona. Now, they each have one main skill that you're going to utilize throughout the game, and again, because there's no gameplay, and this hasn't really been talked about much, I'm not really sure how you're physically going to be utilizing these skills throughout the game. Of course, you know, you're able to know what exactly they do. Reese's skill is having a cyborg arm that can hack into electronic devices, but I'm not really sure how exactly in the game you're going to do that. And Fiona's skill is being a hypnotic fast talker, and she can get you to do things for her, and she can pretty much just convince you to do stuff. So both of those seem like they could definitely help you a lot, and they could play a big factor into the game, which I'm sure they are. These games are set up as episodic adventure series for those of you who do not know, and there's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of cinematics. And this company, Telltale Games, says that they know in order for this to be a successful Borderlands game and to really be any bit like the traditional Borderlands game, it has to have shooting segments. And they said that they are trying to incorporate that. They are going to incorporate that. I shouldn't even say trying to. I don't want to give you guys the wrong idea. They said that they know it has to be something that's incorporated into the game to give you that Borderlands feel and to get all the traditional Borderlands fans on board with this game. So it is something that they're incorporating into the game. They've just let us know that it's not an easy thing to do to incorporate shooting segments along with dialogue and really putting a story behind it all, because that's what Telltale is known for, is putting really good stories behind the games that they make. Stories that will really suck you in and keep you kind of on the edge of your seat and really keep you interested. So if that's the kind of thing that you're really into, if you like games that really suck you in and all that sort of stuff, then I don't think this is going to be a game that you dislike. It's probably going to be a game that you end up really enjoying. But if you're mainly just the kind of person who enjoys, you know, the first-person shooter where you can kind of run and gun, you know, go wherever you want, shoot whatever enemies you want, loot everything, pretty much exactly what the traditional Borderlands games are, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be the kind of game that you're going to like if you're only limited to those sort of games, in your opinion. And if that's your only, you know, taste. But I would still recommend giving this game a try. And of course, when the game comes out, if it's something that you're not 100% sure of, or if it's something you just 100% know that you're not going to want to get, you can always, of course, come over to my channel, and I will be definitely posting most likely a full playthrough of this actual upcoming game. But the game is still sounding really good in terms of the story and in terms of keeping a lot of the details the same from Borderlands. They said that there is going to be characters from past Borderlands titles in this game, but they said that they're not going to make the game too much about past Borderlands games. They're trying to take a different direction. They're trying to take, you know, a different route in terms of the story and what the game's going to be about and what the game kind of tells. So that's definitely going to be an interesting to see, and how exactly they go about doing it, and of course what the game's going to be about, and what the characters are going to be like, and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be very interesting to see how all of that pans out, and see where they really take us in terms of the story. So aside from that, there really wasn't too much else that was talked about. Like I said, unfortunately there was no gameplay, there was really no talk about game mechanics, so we're kind of left unknowing of what exactly the game mechanics and the gameplay is going to be like at this point. But we do know that they are going to be bringing some stuff back to the game to keep it like a traditional Borderlands game. They are going to be having shooting segments. They're going to try to not only put storytelling with shooting segments within action sequences in the game. So just so you guys know, a lot of this stuff throughout the game is really cinematic based. They're all about cinematics and they're all about dialogue. So within these shooting segments, they're most likely going to be mainly connected to actual cinematics and action sequences. So if you guys, again, want an idea of what those are probably going to be like, definitely go look up some of Telltale Games' past games, such as The Walking Dead or The Wolf Among Us, and you'll likely get a decent idea of what that sort of feel for a game is like. They also said that, of course, for it to be a Borderlands game, they have to incorporate the humor of Borderlands 1 and 2, and I'm sure that any of you guys, of course, most of you have played Borderlands before, you have seen some form of humor. I mean, right here, the simple fact that there's a midgets running around screaming in the game with axes and flaming eyeballs, I guess, or flaming heads, that in itself is humor. And there's plenty of other humor in the Borderlands series so far, some more crude than others, but there is plenty of humor nonetheless. And they said that in order for it to be, a good and successful and traditional type Borderlands game, it definitely has to include some of that humor. So they are making sure that they do include the humor into this upcoming Borderlands game, as well as shooting segments and a few other things as well. I'm actually going to have a link in the description to the article that has all of this information, as well as the trailer in it for you guys to check out in case I missed anything talking to you guys about in this video, or in case I didn't cover something as well as I could have. So yeah, if you guys want to look at that, I'll have a link to it in the description for you guys to check out. And aside from that, I suppose that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, I am going to be doing a video in the near future going over all my opinions, thoughts, and expectations about this game. And who knows, maybe by that time there'll be some more information released about it. But for now, that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to have some more videos being uploaded today because two amazing games did come out today, Titanfall and Dark Souls 2, both of which I have in my possession and I'm working on videos for already. So definitely look forward to many videos of those games today and in the near future following. Aside from that, guys, I just want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support since me coming back a few days ago. I'm sorry about not posting yesterday. I had an issue with my upload schedule that I'm still getting used to, as well as a lot of other YouTube updates because I have been gone for a while. But again, thank you for the continued support so far since coming back a few days ago. Again, it's going to be at least one video every 2 days, and with all these new games, you can probably expect even more than that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for many more videos to come. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.